The story of a boy who heard those words every single day, but one decision changed his entire life. On the edge of a small town lived a 16-year-old boy named Daniel. His house was old, the roof leaked whenever it rained, and many nights his family went to bed hungry. Every morning before sunrise, Daniel walked several kilometers to work at a construction site. His hands were covered with cuts, but he never complained. He carried bricks all day and earned just enough to buy a little food for his mother and younger sister. At school, things were no better. His classmates laughed at his torn shoes and faded clothes. "Look at Daniel," one of them shouted. "He dreams of becoming rich, but he can't even buy a proper meal." The classroom filled with laughter. Daniel smiled quietly, but deep inside those words hurt. That night, while everyone slept, he opened an old notebook and wrote one sentence. "My present is poor, but my future will be rich." His mother noticed him studying under a weak lamp. She asked softly, "Son, aren't you tired after working all day?" Daniel smiled. "I'm tired, Mom, but I'm more tired of living in poverty." His mother held back tears. "I believe in you," she whispered. Those 4 words became Daniel's greatest strength. Months passed. Daniel worked harder than ever. He learned from free books, listened to successful people's stories, and promised himself that every day he would become a little better. One afternoon, he entered a local business competition. He had only one simple idea and almost no money. People laughed again. The poor boy thinks he can beat experienced businessmen. Daniel ignored every insult. He presented his idea with confidence. Days later, the results were announced. Daniel wasn't even selected. He stood silently as everyone celebrated around him. For a moment, he wondered if everyone had been right. Was he really chasing an impossible dream? He looked at the sky and quietly said, "I may lose today, but I will never stop trying." Little did Daniel know, his biggest challenges were still waiting for him. Daniel walked home slowly after losing the competition. The applause for the winners echoed in his ears, while his own dream felt farther away than ever. For the first time, doubt entered his heart. But when he reached home, he saw his mother smiling despite having only a simple meal on the table. She said, "Son, remember this, failure is not the end. It is the lesson that prepares you for success." Those words changed Daniel's thinking. The next morning, he woke up before sunrise with a new promise. "I will fail as many times as it takes, but I will never give up." Daniel began learning new skills every night after work. He borrowed old books, watched free educational videos whenever he could, and wrote down every lesson in his notebook. After months of preparation, he started a small business with the little money he had saved. For a few weeks, everything looked promising. Then disaster struck. A supplier disappeared with his money. The business collapsed. Daniel lost nearly everything he had worked for. Some people laughed again. "We told you, poor people should stop dreaming." Their words hurt, but Daniel refused to let them decide his future. He found another job, worked even longer hours, and started saving again. This time he became more careful. He learned about planning, budgeting, and making smart decisions before taking risks. Months later, another opportunity appeared. Daniel worked day and night to prepare. Just before the final interview, he received heartbreaking news. His mother had fallen seriously ill. Without hesitation, Daniel spent all his savings on her treatment. His dream had to wait. As he sat beside her hospital bed, he felt exhausted. His mother looked at him and gently held his hand. She whispered, "Money can be earned again. A good heart is priceless. Never lose your kindness while chasing success." Daniel nodded with tears in his eyes. That night, he made another promise to himself. "I will become successful not only for myself, but for my family and for everyone who thinks their dreams are impossible." He didn't know it yet. The greatest opportunity of his life was just around the corner. The next morning, Daniel woke up with a heart full of hope. He looked at the old notebook that had stayed with him through every failure. On the first page were the words he had written years ago. "My present is poor, but my future will be rich." Instead of searching for excuses, Daniel searched for opportunities. One day, he saw an announcement for a national business innovation competition. The winner would receive funding, mentorship, and the chance to build a real company. Many people laughed when they saw Daniel's name on the list. You're going to fail again. You don't belong there. But Daniel had learned something important. People's opinions cannot stop a person who refuses to quit. For the next 3 months, he worked during the day and prepared every night. He studied successful entrepreneurs, improved his presentation, and practiced speaking until midnight. Finally, the competition day arrived. Standing on the stage, Daniel looked at hundreds of people watching him. Instead of feeling fear, he remembered every hungry night, every insult, every tear his mother had hidden from him. He took a deep breath and began. His presentation was simple, honest, and full of passion. When he finished, the room became silent. Then, everyone stood up. A loud round of applause filled the hall. For the first time in his life, people were not laughing at him. They were cheering for him. Hours later, the winner was announced. The first prize goes to Daniel. Daniel closed his eyes in disbelief. Tears rolled down his face. He remembered every failure that had brought him to this moment. He ran home with the trophy in his hands. His mother hugged him tightly and said, "I always knew you would make it." That day was not the end of Daniel's journey. It was the beginning. With the prize money and guidance from experienced mentors, Daniel built his company step by step. He treated every employee with respect because he remembered what it felt like to struggle. Years later, the same people who once laughed at him came to congratulate him. Daniel smiled and said, "I never became successful because I was the smartest. I became successful because I never gave up." Moral of the story: life will test your patience.